taifa kuhusu utendakazi lililoanza siku ya Jumatano, na leo tunahitimisha kongamano hilo, na maudhui ya kongamano hili ni utendakazi kwa uendelevu wa kifedha na utoaji bora wa huduma, hasa katika taasisi za serikali, lakini vile vile pia katika taasisi binafsi. Na mtazamaji, kama unavyojionea kwenye runinga yako, ni kwamba sasa hivi kuna utoaji wa taji mbalimbali kwa baadhi tu ya taasisi ambazo zimekuwa zikifanya vyema kabisa, ama zile ambazo zimekuwa zikitoa huduma bora zaidi kwa wananchi. Kama tulivyoweza kusikia, kuna ile ofisi ya Prime Cabinet Secretary ama ya waziri mkuu wa taifa ambaye ni Bwana Musalia Mudavadi. Kuna Kenya Industrial Estate pia wameweza kujinyakulia taji lao ama awadi yao siku ya leo, na vile vile taasisi ya walemavu ya Kise vile vile pia imeweza kujinyakulia tuzo hizo ambazo zinaendelea kupeanwa hapo katika runinga yako mtazamaji. Na kwenye kongamano hili maudhui ya mamada mbalimbali zimeweza kutolewa, ama masuala mbalimbali yameweza kujadiliwa, hasa utendakazi wa wafanyikazi. Na nikiweza tu kunukuu baadhi tu ya wazungumzaji ambao wameweza kuzungumza hapo awali, ni Bwana Benson Okwaro ambaye ni naibu katibu wa miungano ya wafanyikazi, ambaye aliweza kuzungumzia sana ama kugusia sana swala la utendakazi na ni jinsi gani utendakazi unavyowezwa kupimwa, na pia akaweza kusema kwamba ili kuwa na utendakazi bora ama kuwa na matokeo bora ya utendakazi, basi wafanyikazi lazima waweze kupewa mazingira mazuri ya kufanyia kazi. Vile vile lazima pia wapate mshahara kwa wakati ufao, na kuhakikisha kwamba maslahi yao yanaangaziwa vilivyo, yanaangaziwa vizuri, ili kuhakikisha kwamba wanafanya kazi vizuri, na hata pia wale ambao wamewaajiri waweze kuona matokeo bora ya ile kazi ambayo wanafanya. Vile vile kunaye pia Michael Macharia ambaye ni rais wa Federation of Kenya Employers, ama wale waajiri wa Kenya ama muungano wa waajiri hapa nchini, ambaye vile vile pia aliweza kuhakikisha kuwahimiza tu wafanyikazi kwamba ili kuweza kupata mshahara mzuri ama kuweza kupata mtaji mzuri, basi pia wao lazima wajibidishe kazini. Na swala la baadhi tu ya wafanyikazi kutofika kazini kwa wakati pia liweza kuangaziwa, na swala la baadhi ya wafanyikazi kwenda mapumziko marefu ikilinganishwa na ule muda unaostahili pia liweza kuangaziwa. Na akasema kwamba wafanyikazi wengi wa serikali wanafaa kufanya kazi kwa takriban saa 8, lakini utapata kwamba ifikapo mwendo wa mchana ama mwendo wa mapumziko mafupi, wafanyikazi wengi wanachukua muda mrefu sana kwenda mapumzikoni na muda mfupi wakiwa kazini ama kufanya kazi yao. Na hilo ni swala ambalo linapunguza utendakazi ama linarejesha swala la utendakazi nyuma, na kuhimiza tu wafanyikazi kwamba ili kuweza kupata mshahara mzuri, ili kuweza tu kuhakikisha kwamba ule mshahara ambao wanapata mwisho wa mwezi unalingana na kiwango cha kazi ambacho wanafanya, sio tu kupata mshahara ama kulalamikia kuweza kupata nyongeza ya mshahara, lakini ukiangalia utendakazi wao bado uko chini. Vile vile pia wakaweza kuzungumzia kwamba maswala ya bei ya maisha ama the cost of living, kwamba endapo pia imepanda, basi ni maswala ambayo pia yanafaa yaweze kuangaziwa kwa undani vizuri, hasa wafanyikazi waweze kukaa chini na waajiri wao ili kuweza kujadili kama kunafaa kuwa na nyongeza ya mishahara, ili kuhakikisha kwamba pia wao wanaweza kufanya kazi vizuri, ndio kusiwe na ile vuta ni kuvute kati ya mwajiri na mfanyikazi. Na vile vile pia kaweza kusema kwamba lazima pia wafanyikazi wahakikishe kwamba kazi ambayo wanafanya inalingana na ule mshahara ambao wanataka ama ule mshahara ambao wanalipwa, na endapo mtu anataka nyongeza, basi lazima pia aweze kuhakikisha kwamba anafanya kazi vile inavyofaa. Na nikiweza kurudia tu hapo nyuma kidogo, siku ya kwanza mkuu wa utumishi wa umma Bwana Felix Koskei alitoa wito tu wa kurekebishwa kwa dharura katika sekta ya umma kwa kuzingatia thamani ya pesa zinazolipwa. Kama hivyo kugusia ni kwamba kuhakikisha kwamba kazi yako inaendana na ule mshahara ambao unaweza kulipwa, na kwa wale ambao wanalipwa wakinahisi ambao wanafanya kazi nyingi kuliko ule mshahara ambao wanaweza kupata, basi waweze kuangaliwa pia, ili kuhakikisha kwamba mtu afanye kazi nyingi halafu anapata mshahara duni, ama yule mwingine anafanya kazi kidogo halafu anapata mshahara mkubwa. Lakini pia wengine wameweza kujaribu kupinga hilo, kama kuweza tu kutoa maoni yao wakisema kwamba sasa hivi mambo pia yanabadilika, kwamba hasa kizazi cha sasa unapata wengi hawapendi sana kukaa katika ofisi kwa muda mrefu, lakini pia ukiangalia utendakazi wao, je, unaendana na mshahara ambao wanafaa kulipwa? Kwa sababu anaweza kaa kazini sio tu kwa zaidi ya dakika ama ya saa 8, lakini anaweza kaa kazini kwa muda mfupi, lakini hata anapokaa kwa ule muda, je, ile kazi ambayo ameifanya kwa kile kipindi ambacho ameweza kukaa pale ofisini, je, amekupatia matokeo ambayo unastahili ama matokeo ambayo unatarajia kutoka kwake, na sio tu kuhakikisha tu kwamba anakaa kazini muda mrefu lakini hakuna kazi ambayo amefanya, ama ukiangalia ile kazi aliyofanya haioani na yale matarajio ya kampuni ama ya yule mwajiri. Hivyo basi hilo ni swala ambalo pale limeweza kuibuliwa kwamba tu sio lazima mtu akae ofisini muda mrefu. Kuna wale wengine ambao wanakaa muda mfupi, lakini ukiangalia mwisho wa siku kuna matokeo mazuri. Alafu kuna wale ambao wanahitajika kukaa muda mrefu, lakini ukiangalia mwisho wa siku matokeo bado ni duni. Kwa hivyo wafanyikazi wakaweza kuhimizwa tu kwamba waweze kufanya kazi ambayo inaoana na malipo yao, kuhakikisha kwamba ile kazi ambayo wanafanya inaoana pia na matarajio ya yule mwajiri wao. Na pia Bwana Koskei alitoa wito kwa taasisi za umma kujiepusha na ushindani usiofaa na kutumia mfumo wa kiserikali katika utoaji huduma. Hii inamaanisha kwamba wasishindane sana na kampuni binafsi, kwa sababu pia ukiangalia mifumo yao huenda ikawa ni tofauti kidogo na mifumo ya serikali ama taasisi za serikali. Hivyo basi wale wafanyikazi ama waajiri katika taasisi za serikali wazingatie sana mfumo ambao upo katika taasisi hizo, na sio kushindana sana na taasisi binafsi. Na taasisi za serikali pia zilihimizwa kwamba zikome kuangazia tu mpango wa awali wa mikataba ya utendakazi, inahusisha zaidi kutathmini shughuli na malengo na kuzingatia zaidi mbinu ya utendakazi inayoangazia matokeo. Hii inamaanisha kwamba mikataba ya utendakazi inayohusisha zaidi kutathmini shughuli na malengo na kuzingatia zaidi mbinu ya utendakazi inayoangazia matokeo, sio tu kwamba kuangalia tu shughuli za kazi ambayo wanafanya, lakini pia tuangazie zaidi matokeo. Na mtazamaji, basi mengi tutazidi kukupasha ambayo yanajiri katika kongamano hili, na ikizingatiwa kwamba tunamtarajia Rais William Ruto aweze kuhudhuria kongamano hilo. Kasichana Masha ndio jina langu, nimekita kambi eneo hili, na ni hayo tu kwa sasa. Shukran.
Thank you very much. I'll invite PS to proceed with the other awards. Thank you.
I think a round of applause for all those who have received the awards. Now, the best ministry and the most improved best ministry, the state corporation that have performed well, the state corporation that have done well, and all that will be awarded by His Excellency the President. Like I said, to save time, we have decided to give awards to second runner-up and third runner-up. I am sure this should motivate all those who have not even achieved these awards. Remember, the awards we are issuing is not one done by just the committee we were speaking to. Ministries, state departments, and government agencies are all aware that they participate in awarding themselves, because the external team will only come to help you give the mark to yourself. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say, because what I'm trying to say is that the ranking is probably the only thing you are not aware, but every ministry, state department, and government agency have already their performance, be it in the performance contract or at productivity level or at wage bill level. All you are not aware is who has done better than you, and what the team have done was only doing the arrangement in terms of that ranking, and we are really proud of you. Yesterday, we agreed that we move from the current concept of performance contracting to performance and productivity contracting, such that we are not only talking about effective and accountable delivery of service to the people of Kenya, but rather we are also speaking to the aspect of efficiency, value for money. Every shilling counts, and every accounting officer has to account for every shilling. Number two, we are not talking about only completion of projects, but we are also talking about timely completion of projects and effective and efficient completion of projects. That is, how much time did you take to complete the project, and did we had value for money? And that is why from the past, where we have speak to the issue of the 90s, where we were talking about the result-based management, we have moved to the performance contracting, which has really taken a notch higher issues of accountability, efficiency, and effectiveness, to now, from tomorrow, like we agreed, we work on the performance and productivity contracting, and the focus should be citizen-centered approach. At the end of the day, are the people satisfied with the services you are providing? And if yes, how do you measure that the people are satisfied with the services you are providing? What surveys did you carry out to make sure that the people are involved in even the awards we are making now? Probably the awards we are giving now, we did not involve the public. It was our traditional way of involving ministries, state departments, and government agencies to come up with the results. But we are moving from that level to people-centered approach, where the public will be involved in the final results that we are coming up with, where the public will give their views that this ministry is doing right and this ministry is not doing right, and etc. Secondly, we said we must carry the public with us at every stage. For those who have not probably participated in the last 2 days, we said that we must carry the people with us in every stage, right from the level where you are identifying project, carrying out need assessment and identifying the project. Second level, where you are carrying budgeting, the people must be involved. I know under Article 118, Parliament carries out public participation. Article 196 as well, County Assembly carries out public participation. We are aware that under Article 1 of the Constitution, the sovereign authority belongs to the people, and we must involve people in all the decision-making that we are undertaking. But that aside, we are going from that level of just public participation to the level of the quality of public participation we are undertaking. We just undertaking, making decisions and trying to rubber stamp the decisions we make, or we are carrying out quality public participation process. Remember, a number of issues, including legislations that were made, were nullified by the courts because of the quality of public participation we are undertaking. So, how much are we involving the people in terms of budget making? And the quality. The quality is not about just the geographical areas we are covering, but quality, so that the people feel that yes, they were involved in public participation fully. From there, we are going to the implementation. Still involve people in that implementation process, and reporting, and finally the aspect of sustainability. For people to own anything, they must be involved. They must feel that they are part and parcel of that process, right from the initial stage to the implementation stage to the final level. So we are now moving from our traditional way of just performance contracting to performance and productivity contracting, where we are working on people-centered approach. And this touches on all the three arms of the government, be it the executive, the legislature, or the judiciary. And that way, we are going to earn the people's confidence. And once we earn the people's confidence, we will have the people's trust. And once we get the people's trust, then remember that they will support the whole society approach. And by whole society approach, I mean that they will be cooperative in all we are undertaking. Currently, we are doing a lot, excellence achieved in various fields, but still we have not taken the notch higher in terms of making sure that we have full public participation process. So, ladies and gentlemen, one takeaway that we will have from this very important conference is that all we are doing should be people-centered approach. Efficiency should be the way to go by. Remember, those of you who are at Wajir recently, the celebrations that were conducted at Wajir. I don't know whether the governor of Wajir is here. It was so emotional that you could see tears of joy. Not only by the governor himself, not by the people only, but even including His Excellency the President. That is a clear indication that the ministry undertaking that project has gone out of its way to make sure that timely implementation of the project was done, effectiveness and efficiency was fully observed, there was full public participation of the process, and the result was happiness by all. And that is the direction we want to go. Ladies and gentlemen, without taking much of your time, let me stop at this juncture. And my word to you is that, my final word to you is that as we walk, let us walk with the people. Let us work on people-centered process. And let us inculcate trust in the people through our actions. Our action should speak for itself. Our work should speak for itself. And that way we will have the confidence of our people, and we will walk with them, and we will approach both whole government approach and whole society approach. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you. Let's appreciate PS. Thank you, PS, for that. I know you are very passionate about this productivity issue, and your message is home. And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome Chair IGRTC, Chairperson Kidinji Kiragu, to take us the next session. A round of applause as he comes. Welcome, Chair.
Thank you very much. Distinguished the Honorable Speaker of the Senate and the Chairman of the Council of Governors, also the Vice Chairperson of the National and County Governments Coordinating Summit, distinguished participants. As has been said a few minutes ago, the steering committee of this conference had a very clear mind that they are taking a whole government approach, but not just that, they are taking a whole nation or a whole society approach to this process. In that spirit, we'd like to hear the one from one of the key constituencies in the leadership of this country, the chairman of the County Assemblies Forum. I'd like to give him 1 or 2 minutes to say a word.
Good morning, everyone. Before you ask yourselves, who is this guy? My name is Seth Mwatela Kamanza, Speaker, Kwale County Assembly, and also I sit in the steering committee as the chair of the County Assemblies Forum. Therefore, the assemblies are represented in the steering committee. And therefore, I just want to give a remark in 1 minute. The County Assemblies Forum remains committed to supporting initiatives that strengthen legislative capacity, promote evidence-based policy making, enhance oversight effectiveness, and advance productivity and performance across the county governments. We stand ready to work closely with SRC and other stakeholders in institutionalization of our productivity and performance frameworks within the devolved system of government. As I conclude, allow me to emphasize that productivity is ultimate, about providing lives to our citizens. It is about ensuring that public institutions deliver better services, create opportunity, ultimate resource responsibility, and respond to the effectiveness to our community needs. Legislative institutions have a fundamental role to play in shaping our future through sound legislation, coherent policies, effective oversight, and accountable governance. Therefore, county assemblies can become powerful drivers of productivity, performance, and sustainable development. Let us therefore commit ourselves to build county governments that are productive, innovative, accountable to our citizens. Let us strengthen policy coherence, promote and support institutional independence, embrace continuous improvement, and create governance systems capable of delivering transformative development outcome to all our Kenyan people. I thank you for your attention and wish, as we continue with our deliberation, to have a great outcome to our people of Kenya. Asanteni sana, and let us embrace the productivity to all the sectors that we are presenting. Asanteni.
Can we have another applause for the chairman of the County Assemblies Forum? For those who may not know what is the County Assemblies Forum, because part of the problem we have with devolution is that we have not taken enough time to understand the structures of devolution. The County Assemblies Forum is the body which brings all the leaders of the different county assemblies in the 47 counties together. So he's speaking on behalf of all those legislative bodies in the county governments. At the start of this session, we had an opportunity for some of the participants here to give us one take from this meeting. We know we had a few more hands available, but we did not have the time. We have a bit of an interlude, and therefore I'm willing to allow a few people to make very brief statement of what is their take from the conference. And somebody has a mic? Somebody has a mic? Yeah, who wants to say something about their one take from this meeting? Yeah, hands up. Right, there's a gentleman right here. Next one. I must say the lights are very strong. I need to do that to see properly. To the back. Yeah, give the mic there. Yes, please go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Hussein Dero, member County Assembly, County Public Service Board, Mandera. One key note we can take today is the people's tailored centric, people say tailored centric, to increase the cost of recovery, because we are providing service to the people. If you partner whatever we are undertaking with the people, the way the PS has said, from the onset to the last project, the people will feel it, own it, and then that will help in return to increase the cost of recovery. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other hand? Yes, there and there.
Thank you. My name is Kurasha Abdullahi, CEO, Institute of Human Resource Management. My key takeaway, and I hope for everyone, when the Vice Chair for Public Service Commission has taken us through a journey, that this conversation we've been having since 1963. So it's time for the public sector to move away from wage containment to productivity enhancement. And also something else that has come up is that it's time to move away from this mentality of entitlement to culture of performance. We should hold everyone accountable. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Ambassador Hussein Dado. I'm the Chair of Public Service Superannuation Fund. From yesterday's history that were given by Vice Chair of Public Service Commission, it is true that we have developed the best paper and the best performance where the whole of Africa has been benchmarking with us. Why can't we now remove those papers from the shelves and implement them? That's one take. Secondly, on the issue of performance-related pay, how are we going to implement that? Because if you are evaluating that manager to give him extra, what of those who are supporting him to make him succeed? So these are the areas that are still gray, and we have the best brains. Finally, for the state corporations to succeed, let them be allowed to behave like the private sector. Don't pull them down with the legislations. Sometimes the legislation is an impediment. This is my take.
Thank you. Yeah, at the back there, and right at the back also.
Thank you very much. My name is Ugas Mohammed. I'm the chairman of the Capital Markets Authority. I think what I took from the last couple of days is the issue of patriotism. You have to be patriotic in the delivery of services to citizens, in the consumption of resources, and making sure that you are diligent in what you do. I think the other message that I took is you have to actually do your worth. The collective bargaining agreements that were mentioned, which are not consummate with the situation of the country, the fiscal constraints that we have, those have to be very carefully considered, and people have to be patriotic enough not to strike when they know that the situation of the country cannot allow a pay increase to the extent they're asking for. Thank you.
Take it to the back. Take it to the back. At the back there. There. Coming that way.
Thank you very much. My name is Samuel Makuya from ISK, legal officer. So my take has been that let's enhance productivity rather than focusing on the wage bill. And another thing that I want to say here, especially as a Gen Z, and I think I'm the only Gen Z who has spoken, and now that the decision makers are here, there is a growing stereotype against the young people that you are not a very productive workforce. And I think that is a very bad stereotype, and the young people currently, we are struggling to even get opportunities to showcase our skills. I think we are one of the greatest generations that if given an opportunity to perform, we can perform to the best of our abilities. So I'm encouraging the decision makers of various government institutions who are seated here. Personally, as a Gen Z, I've been given an opportunity to be in the legal department of one of the biggest professional bodies, and I'm performing. And I think these can grow to all the younger generation. So I am encouraging you to increase employment of the young people, give them the opportunity, and also let's be adaptable to the changes. I think some of us might want to work at different timelines, so that is also a take-home. Let's be adaptable to the change that is coming with time. So thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Thank you. Yes, we can we can have flexible work hours and so on, but discipline culture must be there. Therefore, you know, and I think we were told here yesterday, discipline has to be there. You know, it is not flexible, and you do it at your own time. You agreed the hours, the 4 hours you are going to be here. As the chairman of the Federation, the president of the Federation of Kenya Employers said, yes, you can work for 4 hours, but those 4 hours when you are supposed to be there, you have to be there. There was a hand there. Yes, the two of hands there. Please take the mic there.
Good morning. My name is Tusma Jama, and I'm representing Biovax Institute of Kenya. We can talk about productivity as much as we want, but more important than that is work ethic. Without work ethics, there will be no productivity.
Yeah, work ethic, work discipline. Yes, please. Take the mic there, please. To my right.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Salma Kwamboka Obocha. I'm the chairperson for Counseling and Psychology Board. Now, one of the issues that I'd want to say is, in as much as we're talking about national productivity, have we also considered how mental health as an emerging issue will also affect productivity? So I think it's one of the things that should be considered as a performance indicator, even as we measure our productivity. Thank you.
I'm sure all the chief executives who are here, the leaders who are here, have taken note of what that lady has just said, that you know, you got to also take care of mental health in your organizations. Yes.
My name is
another hand there. Yeah.
I'm here. My name is Conrad Kerr.
Okay.
I'm a board member, a trustee at University Fund, and my take home is that the young people in the public service, we must come up ethically, work for Kenyans, and another take home is that as Kenyans, when we get out of this place today as public service, we must get to work. To get to Singapore, we must get to work. There's no escape route. Thank you.
Right, you can see the activities taking place at the moment, so we are about to wind up. Which was the other hand I saw? This way, please. Okay, give that one and then move to those two. We will just take 2 more.
Okay.
And then after that, we'll just have to be patient for a few minutes.
Good morning. My name is Farida Abdallah. I'm the chairperson of Mombasa County Public Service Board. My take. In order to build a more productive, adaptable, and future-ready workforce as a country, we need to address historical skills mismatch between the academic trainings versus what the market demands by aligning and investing our TVET programs directly to the market. So for us we need to foster a seamless transition from school to work. Thank you.
I'm sure the PS for TVET has heard you, and the other TVET principals who are here getting awards will take it to their colleagues that they need to put together to answer to your question.
Thank you so much. My name is John Mwanzia, Council Member, Institute of Human Resource Management. I'm coming out of this conference with one equation, and which is going to help us in curbing the wage bill. Is my productivity, does my productivity equate my earning? Thank you.
Earning should be equated to productivity. Yes?
Thank you so much. My name is Jennifer Mbatiani, Deputy Governor Bungoma. All said and done, one thing that I'm taking home is the issue of intentional. I think what we have lacked in our public service is being willing and intentional to put into action what we learn. Secondly is the issue of assessing every office. As a deputy governor, my question, have we taken time even to assess what the office of the deputy governor entails in this country? And are we giving value for money? That is my take home. Thank you.
Yes, so we have a statutory or constitutional issue there to make sure that our deputy governors are also productive like all the other leaders and workers of this nation. Yeah? There?
Thank you. Let me make a contribution. My take is that we walk the talk. We have talked about this for quite a long time. So, just like the children of Israel being around the mountain for a long time, let us break the camp and move forward. Thank you.
Right, let's move out of Sinai and go and get to Canaan. Yes?
Oops. Okay, I'm Bathsheba Osemo, a Senior Assistant Secretary. My take home is the Kaizen model. My encouragement is everyone here to go back to the institution and adapt or implement the Kaizen model, the continuous change. We've all understand that there is a gap in our public service. Let us change, let be the change, and let the change be now, not tomorrow. Thank you.
Very good. There's a hand here.
Yes. Thank you, Chair. Mine is in the form of a question to everybody. I'm concerned, citizen. We are, in terms of the ranking in the world, Kenya is number 142 out of the 183 countries. And then in Africa, we are number 21. And Kenya is a hub, very central, very strategic. What is our take, all of us? Can we join hands to improve that number to top 5, maybe by 2032? Thank you. In the form of a question. Thank you.
Right. I believe you are pleading for commitment by all of us to take some action towards improving productivity and towards taking Kenya to a first-class country, first in the continent and also among the first in the world. Yes, please, madam.
Thank you so much. My name is Irene Nyambura from KNEST. I'm a trustee there. And my take-home today is what that is happening in our country and continuously happens in terms of asking for more. And we have a hole in the bucket. This is a story that has been learned over 400 years ago, that before we ask for more, is there a hole that is leaking in our bucket? And if we ask for more, that it will never change anything until we block that hole. Thank you.
There's a hole to be blocked. Yes, madam.
Thank you.
And there's somebody behind you after that.
Thank you. Ms. Francisca Chui, Chief Officer, Performance, Contracting, Disaster and Emergency Services, working with the County Government of Kitui. My takeaway point is that productivity is a ratio where the numerator is the whatever we are taking home, and the denominator is the production. How much are we producing? And therefore, for us to be able to transform the economic status of our country, we need to check on time. Time factor is very important, and we also need to change the challenges to opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you. She has talked about time, and I want you to clap to yourselves because, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you kept time today, and we are making good use of the time we have. Kwa hivyo tumjipigie makofi tafadhali. Okay, madam.
Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Stephen Maure, the Chairman, Regional Center on Groundwater Resources. Mine is very simple. From all the presentations, Kenya is a sleeping giant. We must wake up as leaders and bulldoze all our staff to be able to do what we are supposed to do. The fact that we were the only African country represented in the just concluded G7 summit can tell it all. Thank you.
Thank you. There's a lady there.
My name is Fidelis Mkisu from the Office of the Government Spokesperson. My take home was avoid everyone wins system and let us remove the rigid pay. It needs to change.
All right, I think we have done a very good job of participation in this conference. As protocols take charge, can we clap to ourselves for having been here and congratulate ourselves and live in the spirit that what we are going to resolve here today, we are going to implement. I see the police guard is here, and you know why they are here, and maybe they can entertain us until the next session begins. Asanteni sana.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be starting shortly. We already have His Excellency present. And as soon as he joins us, we should be having a fairly smooth and short program. So we'll be starting in the next few minutes as soon as he joins us. Meanwhile, we'll continue with some soft entertainment from the Presidential Escort Band as we wait for the chief guest, His Excellency, the President of this great nation, to join us shortly. Presidential Escort Band, over to you. Let us all rise. All rise. His Excellency the President. Tumkaribishe kwa makofi. Welcome, Your Excellency. Welcome to the National Productivity Performance Conference 2026. While we remain standing, we're going to start with the two anthems, starting with the Kenyan National Anthem, followed by the East African Anthem. The anthems. While we remain standing, with your permission, Your Excellency, allow me to invite Abdullahi Saro and Jane Njage to lead us in a word of prayer before we progress with the rest of the program.
Let's pray. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. O Allah, we thank you for all your blessings. We seek your guidance, wisdom, as we deliberate on matters that are vital to our nation's development and prosperity. Grant us knowledge that benefits understanding, that enlightens, and decisions that serve the common good of our people. O Allah, Bless our leaders, policymakers, institutions, and all stakeholders represented here. Unite us in purpose and strengthen our commitment to promoting productivity, fiscal sustainability, innovation, accountability, and efficient service delivery. Allah, guide our discussions and our deliberations. O Allah, make us agents of positive transformation, diligent in our work, prudent in our stewardship of resources, and committed to national building for present and future generation. O Allah, grant us sincerity in our intentions, excellence in our actions, and success in all our endeavors. Bless our beloved nation, Kenya, with peace, unity, justice, and prosperity. Amen.
Let's continue in prayer. Father, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, we come before you this day with our hearts full of gratitude and thanksgiving. We thank you for the gift of life, for your unfailing grace, and for the opportunity to gather at this National Productivity and Performance Conference. We acknowledge that every good and perfect gift comes from you, and we are grateful for your mercies that continue to sustain our nation. Lord, we thank you for His Excellency, the President of Kenya, and for the leadership that you have entrusted to him. Grant him wisdom, discernment, and strength as he steers the affairs of this nation to the next level. May his decisions be guided by integrity, justice, and a genuine desire to serve the people of Kenya. We also thank you for all the delegates, public servants, development partners, and stakeholders gathered here today. Bless their presence and make this conference fruitful and impactful. Father, your word teaches us that to whom much is given, much is required. We therefore pray for the grace of faithful stewardship as institutions entrusted with public resources and public service. May we remain accountable, diligent, and committed to the responsibilities placed in our hands. We particularly lift before you the Salaries and Remuneration Commission and all our partners across government, and grant us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding as we undertake our responsibilities. May you strengthen the spirit of collaboration among us and guide us as we work together under the multi-agency approach to advance the welfare of our nation and its people. As we have deliberated through our conference, grant us wisdom and enable us to execute the resolutions that will emerge with clarity of purpose. May your favor rest upon Kenya, and may future generations reap the benefits of the decisions and actions we undertake today. For yours is the kingdom, the power, and the glory now and forevermore, we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you.
I request respectfully that we take our seats. Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, Cabinet Secretary is present, Principal Secretary is present, Chairperson Salaries Remuneration Commission, Honorable Sami Chepkwony, Chair Council of Governors, Honorable Ahmed Abdullahi, Governors present, Your Excellency, Ambassadors, delegates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I take this opportunity to welcome you all to the National Productivity and Performance Conference 2026. To start us off with welcoming remarks, Your Excellency, allow me to call on the SRC Vice Chair, Dr. Gilda Odera, to just give some welcoming remarks. I request we welcome her with a warm clap as she comes to take the stage. Welcome.
His Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, CGH, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Speakers of the National Assembly and Senate, Cabinet Secretaries, Principal Secretaries, representatives of the judiciary, chairpersons, commissioners, and CEOs of constitutional commissions and independent officers, county governors, and all county representatives, chairpersons, CEOs, MDs of state corporations, representatives of the diplomatic community, civil society and trade unions, representatives of professional bodies and the academia, the Fourth Estate members, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's my great honor and privilege to welcome you all to the official closing ceremony of the National Performance and Productivity Conference 2026. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend our heartfelt appreciation to all distinguished delegates who gathered here for the 3 days and whose active participation and valuable contributions have made this inaugural conference a resounding success. Your Excellency and distinguished guests, we have engaged in very rich and thought-provoking discussions under the theme Productivity for Fiscal Sustainability and Efficient Service Delivery. This conference has provided us with a unique platform for constructive dialogue on the reforms required to strengthen productivity and performance across our public institutions. Through these engagements, one message has emerged clearly. Productivity is not merely an economic indicator. It is a strategic national priority that must inform how we allocate resources, manage talent, embrace innovation, deploy technology, and deliver services to our citizens. Your Excellency, our deliberations have reaffirmed that sustained improvements in productivity are essential for accelerating economic growth, enhancing fiscal sustainability, and strengthening public sector effectiveness, thus improving the quality of life for all Kenyans. As we conclude this conference, we do so with renewed commitment and a shared sense of purpose. The insights, the recommendations, and the resolutions generated over the last 2 days must now be translated into concrete actions, measurable reforms, and lasting institutional change. Success will ultimately be measured not by the quality of our discussions, as we have been saying the last 2 days, but by the impact of the actions that will follow. Your Excellency, your presence at this closing ceremony greatly honors us and reflects the high priority that your administration places on public sector transformation, productivity, and enhancement, as well as national competitiveness. Under your leadership, the government of Kenya has consistently championed efficient service delivery, accountability, innovation, value for money, and results-oriented governance as key drivers of Kenya's socio-economic transformation. And these principles continue to guide reforms aimed at building a productive, responsive, and citizen-centered public service. We're therefore deeply privileged, Your Excellency, and grateful for your participation in this important national conversation. Indeed, we appreciate how busy your schedule has been this week. Distinguished delegates, the highlight of this morning's program was to be a high-level panel session. However, we will now move to receiving the resolutions that have come up over the last 2 days and a little bit of this morning. And we're particularly honored that it will be presented by none other than the Salaries and Remuneration Chairperson. So at this moment, I take the opportunity to welcome you all, and I wish you all a very good morning. Thank you.
As articulated by the Vice Chair, it is now my honor to invite the Chairperson of Salaries and Remuneration Commission, Mr. Sami Sepkonj, to make his speech and also deliver the resolution. A clap for him, please.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of Kenya's Defense Forces, please allow me to write on the protocols already established in the interest of time so that I can go straight and be productive in management of time. Number two, Your Excellency, allow me also to thank you, really in a special way. Because as my Vice Chair said, we have been monitoring your activities over the last few weeks, and it's really a big honor that you found a few minutes to come and preside over the final day of this conference. We don't take it for granted. It is really special, not just for SRC, but for everyone here gathered today. Your Excellency, I want to confirm that the last 2 days, we have engaged not just as Kenya, but as Africa and across the world. Because in the document I'm going to read, we have input from all of government, both national and county levels, as evidenced by the presence of the COG chair here this morning. We have the judiciary. Just that they were having another conference, but they have dedicated Justice Ichale, who has been with us all the 3 days. We have Parliament, Speaker of Parliament Kingi was here a few minutes back. We have the private sector. FKE was here. We have KOTU. You are still here, Masharia. We have KOTU, represented by SG Okwaro, my friend. So we have people from Ghana, we have people from Ethiopia, we have OECD who are here with us, represented at a very high level. We had JICA yesterday, we had UK. So this is really a conference that has drawn input from all over the world. And this team here is represented at the highest level of their institutions. And over the last 2 days, I want to confirm, Your Excellency, that they have been productive. I say that because I'm going to read the suggested resolutions that they have come up with. Based on their conversation, we've distilled into key resolutions, which I'll read quickly. These are proposals which we are making to you so that you guide us on the way forward as the Chief Executive Officer of this country. Without further ado, Your Excellency, allow me to proceed to read the resolutions that have come out of our deliberations over the last 2 days. Resolution 1, Your Excellency, we undertake to accelerate policy, legislative, institutional, and administrative reforms to mainstream productivity in the public service. This is because we realize that there are some gaps that we need to fill so that productivity is embedded as and mainstreamed in national service. Your Excellency, resolution number 2 is that we link compensation and career progression to productivity and performance. This is something that has been missing in our structures, and we've resolved that all public sector compensation systems shall progressively transition from automatic salary progression, and also career progression should be tied to productivity and performance-based remuneration. That's variable pay for ministries, departments, and agencies at both national and county governments. The implementation of the framework shall be leveraged on the increase of an annual labor productivity growth from the current 1.38%, that's where we are at the moment, to at least 20% by the end of the financial year 2026-2027. Resolution number 3 is to transform performance contracting, that is the system we have now, into performance and productivity contracting. And we have resolved that the government shall re-engineer the existing performance contracting framework and increase the weighting of productivity indicators. Right now it's sitting at 3% to at least 50% by June 2028, with the objective of institutionalizing productivity-driven public service, accelerating labor productivity growth, improving service delivery outcomes, strengthening fiscal sustainability, enhancing citizen satisfaction, that's key, and supporting Kenya's transformation into a globally competitive economy. Resolution number 4 is to build a productive, values-driven, and high-performance public service. And we resolve that all public institutions shall strengthen human capital development organizational cultures so that we have interventions to improve compliance with not only constitutional values and principles from the current index of 46.5, and we are targeting 75% by June 2028. Resolution number 5 is to strengthen domestic revenue mobilization and resource utilization efficiency. In this resolution, we resolve to improve productivity that must be accompanied by enhanced domestic revenue generation and mobilization at both national and county government levels. And when we have the resources, to have prudent utilization of these resources. And we are suggesting that we increase the revenue to GDP ratio from the current 14.6% to at least 20% by June 2028. We have been informed, Your Excellency, that the East African target is 25%, but we want to move there gradually because we've realized that revenue generation is key in this productivity agenda. Resolution number 6 is to accelerate digital transformation for productivity and service excellence. And we had the privilege of hearing from the Minister of ICT and also we had a case study from Murang'a County to see how productivity has been mainstreamed, and we found out that we can do it. We can do it here in Kenya. And therefore, we resolved that digital transformation and business process reengineering shall be accelerated across government to eliminate inefficiencies, improve service delivery, and increase productivity as an enabler. The conference further resolves that government shall fully automate and digitize public services 100% and internal operations to improve productivity, efficiency, transparency, and citizen experience. Resolution number 7, which is the last, is that we establish a national productivity and performance governance and financing framework. And we resolve that sustainable productivity growth requires coordinated action across government, all levels and all arms, including constitutional commissions and independent offices. It includes development partners who have been so gracious. They are here with us, Your Excellency, academia, all the professors and the leadership of universities are here with us, all professional bodies, private sector who have really supported us, and civil society organizations who are present in this conference. The conference further resolves that a permanent governance, coordination, monitoring, and financing framework shall be established to oversee the implementation of the National Productivity Reform Agenda. Your Excellency, we realized yesterday that it is not for lack of ideas that productivity in Kenya is at the level where it is. The issue that we have is that we are not implementing the good ideas that this these people in Kenya have. Therefore, we have suggested that we commit to institutionalizing the National Productivity and Performance Conference as an annual national accountability platform for the next ones now, for reviewing progress, sharing best practices, recognizing excellence, mobilizing partnerships, and renewing national commitment towards productivity-led growth and public sector transformation. And call upon all arms of government, constitutional commissions, independent offices, development partners, all the people I had mentioned earlier, for a whole of society approach towards building a high-performing, productive, innovative, and accountable public service that delivers fiscal sustainability, quality public services, economic transformation, inclusive growth, and shared prosperity for all Kenyans. In fact, Your Excellency, Brother Okwaro made us laugh in the morning when he said productivity should not just be in the workplace, it should be everywhere, including at home. So this is why we are calling it a whole of society approach. And Your Excellency, that is what we've come with in the last 2 days. And allow me now, Your Excellency, to make one request as the convener of this conference and the chair of the multi-agency steering committee, and most of them, actually all of them are here, that we invite you, Your Excellency, to be the Chief Productivity Officer for Kenya. Thank you. May God bless you.
Another round of applause for the chair. And Your Excellency, talking of productivity, I don't know what he meant by productivity at home, but I'm sure the weather has something to contribute towards being very productive at home. It is now my honor, Your Excellency, to invite the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Honorable Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, to come and make his remarks, and in turn invite His Excellency the President. Why don't we welcome him with a clap? Welcome, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable William Samoei Ruto, the Chair of the Salaries and Review Commission, and the entire team that has been participating in this process, Chair of the Council of Governors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and my colleagues. Your Excellency, I'll just go straight into the issues because the resolutions are very explicit, very solid, and very thorough. I just want to remind you of one statement that you normally make. Let us not make peace with mediocrity. This is one persistent statement you have been making repeatedly. Now, that is a loaded statement. The question is, have we as Kenyans made peace with laziness? Have we as Kenyans made peace with low productivity? Have we as Kenyans been rewarding non-performance? So what culture have we built? What we hope to achieve with this, Mr. President, is a situation where the public can make sense of the performance of the entire public service. We must break away the notion that is sometimes carried that a promotion has been parachuted to a particular individual. Is that promotion truly earned? Your Excellency, on one of the issues that we'll do towards the end is to present the results of performance contracting that are due. However, I'm a little bit nervous on this one, Your Excellency, because in these very premises, we had talked of bringing the legislation to entrench and give legal foundation to performance contracting. Our process of public participation has taken forever. This law is now about ready to go to Parliament. So the next thing I hope, Mr. President, we can bring to you will not be the results of performance contracting, but we'll bring to you the legal instrument, the legislation that will have been approved by Kenyans to entrench performance contracting, and indeed now the issue of productivity, so that it is one law that can be an instrument that obligates all of us to do what is right for the Kenyan and to do what is right for our country. This, Mr. President, is the commitment that I would want to make so that I can be more productive at that time, as opposed to just giving you the results of performance contracting. I think we need to go a notch higher. So with those remarks, ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor to bring to the podium His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, to address us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bwana PCS. Thank you very much, Bwana PCS. Please, let's take our seats. And good morning. Hamjambo. Thank you very much. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to be part of our first ever National Productivity and Performance Conference. We meet at a very defining moment. We are advancing the bottom-up economic transformation agenda in a challenging period, characterized by fiscal constraints, rising expectations, rapid technological change, and fierce global competition. In such times, business as usual is no option. That is why the theme, productivity for fiscal sustainability and service excellence, is more than a statement. It is our growth charter. For 3 days, national and county governments, industry, labor, academia, and international experts have sat together around the conviction that Kenya must build a public service that does not merely function, but one that also performs and delivers. For too long, we have focused the wrong metrics. We counted hours at the desk instead of value at the door. We rewarded the officer who stayed late, not the office that delivered. We mistook motion for progress and presence for performance. That era must get behind us. The public service of Kenya should reward results, not routine. Impact, not attendance. We must stop measuring time spent and start measuring value created. What matters is not how long a public servant sits at the desk, but how much difference that public servants make in the life of a citizen. Let us raise the bar of our ambition. And as Musalia has said, I have consistently said that for us to make progress, we must not continue to make peace with mediocrity. It is our greatest undoing. Let us measure ourselves against the very best in the world. The world's most productive economies are not those with the biggest budgets or the most resources. They are those that derive the greatest value from every hour. Data from the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, and their representative is right here with us, puts the average worker in advanced economies at about $59 or 7,600 Kenya shillings of output per hour. In Norway, for example, and I was there a few days ago, and in Ireland, it exceeds $100. That is 13,000 shillings per hour. In Singapore, a nation with no oil, no gold, and scarcely any land to speak of, productivity now runs higher than that of the United States. The lesson is simple. Prosperity is not what you possess. It is what you produce. I hope somebody is listening. And prosperity, history teaches us, can be built within a single generation. In the late 1950s, the nations of Africa and the nations of East Asia stood at a similar starting point. Ghana, then the richest country in sub-Saharan Africa, had an income nearly identical to a war-scarred South Korea. One lifetime later, Korea's output has grown tenfold. It transformed itself from one of the world's poorest and most aid-dependent nations into a donor nation, becoming the first country in history to move from aid recipient to aid donor in one generation. What separated them was not resources. Ghana, and indeed Africa, had more gold, cocoa, and fertile land. What separated them was human capital and productivity. Korea invested relentlessly in its people and converted that investment into value. I have been to Korea twice in my presidency, so I know what I'm talking about. And 2 days ago, I had a long chat with the president of Korea. The Korea story is not merely a lesson from history. It is a mirror held up to every developing nation, including ours. Across Africa, productivity grows at barely 1%, maybe at best 1.5% a year, while Asia grows at 3% to 4%. 12 million young Africans enter the labor market every year, with barely 3 million formal jobs awaiting them. No continent can shoulder that weight on stagnant output. Africa will not be lifted by the abundance of its resources, and we have huge resources. We have the largest reserves of natural resources. We have vast reserves of energy resources, including renewable energy. We have huge opportunities for value addition, value creation, but this continent of ours will be lifted by the productivity of its people. Nowhere is this challenge more urgent than here at home. A Kenyan worker's productivity today averages US dollars 7,750 or 1 million shillings a year, placing us at number 142 out of 189 nations. Think about that. Think about it for a moment. We rank in the bottom quarter globally in terms of productivity. The challenge becomes even clearer when we look within our own borders. A private sector worker produces more than 3 times what the public sector counterpart produces. That tells you how much work we have to do to meet our aspirations. And for the record, I juggled with delegating my attendance of this meeting because I had so many competing interests for my time. But I said I will not delegate this one because I needed to come here. Because what we are discussing here is so consequential, so important to us as a nation. And we need to speak to one another candidly as a nation. And this is not an indictment on ourselves. Kenyans are among the most enterprising, ingenious, and hardworking people anywhere in the world. It is the problem of our systems. And the systems, unlike fate, are within our power to change. Yes. We are not condemned to be this way. We can change. And we will change. And we must change. Because on that truth rests our future. I have declared that Kenya will become a first world economy in our lifetime. And I believe it. I say it again here without an iota of doubt. Kenya will become a first world country in our lifetime. It is inevitable. It is unstoppable. It is irreversible. It will happen. But let's be honest about what that promise demands. You cannot reach a first world destination on a third-rate productivity. A first world economy is built by first-rate output per worker, per hour, and per shilling. Productivity is not one chapter of that dream. It is the book. If productivity is the destination, then in my assessment and opinion, there are 5 levers we must pull without hesitation. Our human capital, centralized merit, on-board technology, bring our counties on board, and have a national, everybody involved mobilization. If our people are the source of our productivity, then our first investment must be in the people. The development of our human capital must be our first and most urgent priority. Korea's roadmap is ours. A nation rises no higher than the skill, the discipline, and the diligence of its workforce. And it is the reason why we have invested so heavily in our human capital in the last 3 years. When I asked the Presidential Working Party to look at our education, we were very clear that there were 4 gaps. We didn't have enough teachers, we didn't have enough classrooms, we had a faulty funding model, and we needed to do more research. I see the CEO of TSC is here. She will tell you we have hired 100,000 teachers in the last 3 years, the highest in Kenya's history. And it was not by accident, it was deliberate. We have increased our funding to education from 500 billion Kenya shillings 3 years ago. In this budget, it is 784 billion. Again, it is not by accident, it is deliberate. We have built 23,000 new classrooms, and we are now on course building 1,600 laboratories for our schools. We have increased the budget for our Higher Education Loans Board to enable more students stay in our colleges and in our universities, from 15 billion in 2022 to 56 billion this year. So, and I have recently started a new State Department under the Prime Cabinet Secretary's office on research, innovation, science, because we need to develop the highest quality of human capital to power our development. This must be deliberate. And I wanted to say this in this gathering. We must develop, we must have the best human capital. And then we must demand of that human capital productivity. And if you look at the history of Korea, the investment in their education, and part of the reason why I traveled to Korea twice is because we are building with them the Kenya Advanced Science, the Kenya Advanced Institute of Science and Technology in Concert Technopolis, a university that I chartered a month ago that is going to work on some of our very specific science, technology, and innovation areas to be able to sharpen our human capital. We've done the same with Cambridge, and we are identifying some special universities that are going to work with us on specialized fields for us to make sure that we have the men and the women that have the intellectual capacity to design our future. We must therefore focus not only on the quantity of education, but more importantly, on its quality. We must build a workforce equipped with the skills, knowledge, and adaptability required for the jobs of tomorrow. Equally important, those already in employment must have opportunities for continuous reskilling and upskilling to remain competitive in what is now, and we all know, a very rapidly changing environment. We must restore merit to the heart of public service. It is our expectation that all public service recruitment commissions to hire on merit, fairness, and transparency, so that only the most competent get the opportunity to serve. Promotion at work must be based on demonstrated results, never on mere longevity. Let advancement be the consequence of contribution. To entrench this culture across the public service, I task the Public Service Commission to ensure that the values enshrined in Article 10 and 232 of the Constitution become the living standard of every public office. We will reward performers and innovators, and we will sanction non-performers without apology. Technology will be our multiplier. Artificial intelligence, automation, and data are rewriting how value is created, and Kenya will not be a spectator in that space. We will invest in digital infrastructure and a leaner, faster, citizen-centered service. 2 days ago, I had interaction with the owner of AI, artificial intelligence, and ChatGPT, whatever it's called. And I asked him a question, because it's now documented that Kenyans are the number one. Kenya is the number one country in the use of social media in the world. In the world. Every Kenyan spends 4 hours and 13 minutes every day on social media. So I was asking this good man, what have you done to my people? And we agreed with him that we are not going to be mere consumers of his platform. We must be co-creators, and we must begin as a country to appropriate the space around technology and how we can use it for commerce, for learning, for delivery of public service, for agriculture, for trade, for investment, not just for all the other things that social media present. But while technology may accelerate performance, culture sustains it. Technology serves people. It does not replace them. That is why we will embed Kaizen, the discipline of continuous improvement at every level, built on a singular question: how can we do better today than we did yesterday? This movement must reach the counties where the services citizens need most, including health, water, agriculture, and healthy childhood education are delivered. I urge my good brother Abdullahi and the county governments to mainstream productivity, to benchmark relentlessly against one another, and through the Council of Governors to adopt a county productivity framework. And the Commission and the Steering Committee should work with them. And it should be a whole of society effort, just as Kenya once mobilized around universal education, infrastructure, and digital inclusion. We must now mobilize government, private sector, labor, and academia together around productivity. Ladies and gentlemen, today we adopt a bold productivity reform agenda. We will re-engineer performance management to measure results, not activity. We will invest in human capital and transform the culture of service. We will tie reward directly to productivity, and we will marry fiscal discipline to productivity so that every shilling collected from taxpayers generates maximum value. We will harness technology under a one government data-driven approach, and we will build the governance and financing necessary to sustain delivery. I have listened very carefully to the chairman of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, and he has said something very profound about moving our revenue as a percentage of GDP from 14.5% today to 20%. Mr. Chairman, I want to persuade you, we move it to 25%. We can do it. We can do it. Revenue as a result of GDP in OECD countries, my friend is here, is on average 35. The highest, I think, is 45. We are at 14. I mean, we cannot develop this country that way. And let me persuade you to look at things a bit differently. Many people did not believe that we have resources that we can use, Kenyan resources that we can use to drive some of our most consequential infrastructure development. You know, many people thought for us to do any consequential development in Kenya, we have to go to the World Bank or IMF or banks or borrow from friends or get bilateral loans or things like those. Let me give you one example that is real in Kenya. We have built 300,000 housing units. We have built 480 modern markets, and we are building hostels for 180,000 college and university students in Kenya at a cost of $9 billion. Not a single shilling has been borrowed from anywhere. It's all our national resources. It's all our money. I mean, somebody will ask, where was all this money? We just mobilized it. Us, the people working, you know, with just 1.5%, we have mobilized resources that is transforming Kenya in a very, very fundamental way. Check the skyline of Nairobi. Check the skyline of every city, Eldoret, Mombasa, Kisumu, Kakamega, Thika, wherever. The skyline is changing. Not because we got some windfall from somewhere, because we were deliberate and intentional. So it is possible for us to do this. We just need the courage to do it. You know, the courage to do it. And if there was anybody who was in doubt as to what Kenya can achieve in a very short while, that doubt should be erased. We can do it. So when I say it is possible for us to transform this nation from where we are to a first world country in a generation, It's not talk, it's reality. It is what we can do. Yeah, it's what we can do. And that is why, Mr. Chairman, I wish I had more time for this meeting. But I will create, I have already told you, I am giving you and the steering committee an appointment for Monday, 3:30, because all the recommendations you have read here, we must implement each and every one of them. And I have also some ideas on how we need to do this. I have some ideas, yeah, because I've been thinking about them and how we move this country to the next level. Don't worry about all the other stories. I made up my mind a long time ago that we are going to change this country. It doesn't matter the consequences and all the other issues, because for far too long we have made peace with mediocrity at the expense of our nation. There is absolutely no reason why Kenya is where we are today when our peers, Singapore, Korea, Malaysia, are in the first world. What the hell are we doing in being a third world country? Honestly, you know? And people want to make it, oh, it's okay, you know. It's not okay. It is not okay. We have too many people living in squalor. We have too many people who have no jobs. We have too many people who still sleep without a proper meal. We cannot continue this way. We have to change. And it is possible for us to do it. I want to persuade you that it is possible for us to change this nation. We have the resources to do it. We have the means to do it. We have the human capital to do it. And if what we have achieved in 3 years is anything to go by, we can achieve a lot more with the momentum we have built. I am very, very confident about the future of this nation. I will repeat again, good people, we must believe in ourselves. We must believe in our country as we believe in God. This we can do. You know, there are very many people who don't believe in our country. They believe in something I don't know where. You know, you find people very negative about Kenya. And they are Kenyans. I am wondering, so you want to belong to which place? You think who is going to give you their country? You hate yours, so that who will give you theirs? Nobody. If there is a problem in Kenya, let's fix it. It's our country. We must fix it. You know? Whatever it is that is there in Kenya. And I'm telling us as a people, let us work together. We must protect our country. We must focus on our development. And we must never allow things that take Kenya backwards, you know. I hear some people, you know, the other day I saw some people there saying, oh, we want to shut down the country. Or we want, you know. We will defend the right of everybody because we are a country that believes viciously in order. We are a civilized nation. We are an organized society. We believe in the rule of law. We protect everybody's right. It is right for every citizen who has an issue to petition or to protest, and we must protect their right to do so. We must also protect the right of our children to go to school and learn, and our farmers to go to the farms and produce food so that we don't sleep hungry. And the business people, we must protect them to go to work, to do business. We must protect every worker to go to work so that we can raise our productivity. So we must protect the right of everybody so that we have a functioning, civilized, orderly, democratic, constitutional nation. And we are going to do it together. The public service, the legislature, constitutional commissions, our judiciary, the executive, and on that mission of protecting the rights of everybody, I will lead that charge. I will be right at the forefront. Yeah, because that's how we keep our nation as to what it is. And the one thing that is not going to happen is that people will be mobilized to destroy property or to cause chaos or mayhem. That will not happen. Children will go to school because it's their right to go to school. Workers will go to work because that's how we raise the productivity of our nation. And businesses will go open their businesses and grow our economy. And farmers too, and everybody, so that we can take the nation forward. The distance between where we stand today and where we aspire to be will not be measured by time. It will be measured by productivity. And if we commit ourselves to that task, then within our lifetime, Kenya will take its rightful place among the developed nations of the world. I believe it. It will happen. And I want to encourage you that we walk together this journey. So, Mr. Chairman and your steering committee, 3:30 on Monday. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Your Excellency. With your permission, Your Excellency, I'd want us to transition to the award ceremony. So we'll request that you remain on stage. Let's take our seats, please, as I invite the PS National Government Coordination, Ahmed Abdusalan, to come and run this session, and also invite the Chair SRC together with PCS to flank His Excellency as we now progress to the award ceremony.
We will take the shortest time possible. I think the way to go now is believing in our country. Let's all say, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Thank you so much. Thank you, Your Excellency. Without taking a lot of time, I will proceed to the next session. And Your Excellency, we have already issued most of the awards. And we will now take this opportunity to award the best ministry in performance contracting, which is Ministry of Defense. I will request the CS to come forward. I will request also the CS represented by PSS MSE, Ministry of Cooperative and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise, which is the most improved ministry, to come forward and take her award. Thank you so much. I will request State Corporation under State Corporations Productivity Award, Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development being the best state corporation to come forward. CEO with the PS as well. If the PS is here, please. Come forward, please. Under the Wage Bill Award, I will request under State Corporation, Tom Mboya University. Come forward, please. Tom Mboya University. Thank you, Your Excellency, and this brings us to the end of this session. Thank you so much.
The last item, Your Excellency, on our agenda is just a gift that will be presented to His Excellency by the Chair SRC. If we can just present the gift, after which we will then end with the national anthem. A clap for the gift for His Excellency and also for his determination in ensuring this happens. I request that we all be upstanding as we now come to the close of this session with the national anthem. The anthem.
Na mujambo mtazamaji, karibu tena. Kasichana Masha ndio jina langu. Tunakujia moja kwa moja kutoka taasisi ya serikali KSG hapa Lower Kabete jijini Nairobi, ambapo hafla ya kongamano hilo la siku 3 imeweza kutamatika baada ya Rais William Ruto kutoa hotuba yake. Na kama ulivyoweza kujisikilia na kujionea mtazamaji, ni kwamba Rais amepigia upatu swala zima la utendakazi na matokeo ya kazi. Sio tu kukaa ofisini kwa muda mwingi, lakini ule muda unaokaa pale ofisini, je, matokeo yake ni gani? Baada ya kukaa ofisini kwa zaidi ya saa 8, matokeo yanakuaje? Sio tu kukaa ofisini ama kufika ofisini haraka ama mapema mno sana, alafu matokeo ya utendakazi wako hayaonekani mahali popote. Na kaweza kuhimiza hata vile vile waajiri kwamba wazingatie sana swala la utendakazi na matokeo, na kuhakikisha kwamba wafanyikazi wao wanaweza kuonyesha ama kutoa matokeo mazuri kulingana tu na ule mshahara wanaolipwa ama ile kazi na matarajio ya ile kazi yao. Na akasema kwamba Kenya ni nchi ambayo iko na watu wachapa kazi sana, lakini pia akatoa changamoto. Akasema kwamba sekta ya binafsi inafanya kazi bora zaidi mara 3 ikilinganishwa na sekta ya kiserikali ama sekta ya umma. Na akasema kwamba hiyo ni changamoto kwa sekta ya umma kuweza kujizatiti kufanya kazi vizuri zaidi, na sio tu kufanya kazi ili tu amalize siku, lakini kufanya kazi ambayo mwisho wa siku itaweza kuonekana na yule mwananchi ambaye ameweza kukata ushuru ili aweze kulipwa yule ambaye anafanya kazi katika ile ofisi ya serikali. Vile vile pia Rais kwenye hotuba yake ameweza kupigia upatu swala la teknolojia. Akasema kwamba kama kwa vile ulimwengu unazidi kubadilika, basi hivyo ni muhimu sana pia wafanyikazi, hasa wafanyikazi katika serikali za umma, waweze kujizatiti na kuweza kufahamu masuala mengi kuhusiana na teknolojia, kwa sababu ulimwengu unabadilika, mambo yanazidi kubadilika, na teknolojia sasa hivi ndio inaweza kuongoza katika masuala mengi tofauti ya ufanyakazi. Na akasema kwamba teknolojia haiji kureplace ama haiji kuchukua nafasi za wafanyikazi, lakini inakuja ili kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba kazi inafanyika kwa ubora zaidi. Na vile vile nikiweza kuangalia ni kwamba Rais ameweza kuambia waajiri kwamba ama ile commission ya kuajiri wafanyikazi wa umma PSC kwamba wahakikishe kwamba wanaajiri wafanyikazi ambao wamehitimu vizuri, ambao wako na maarifa, ambao wako na tajriba inayohitajika kufanya kazi, na sio tu kuajiri kwa sababu ya upendeleo, sio tu kuajiri kwa sababu unamfahamu yule mtu, ama kuajiri tu kwa sababu pengine ametoa kitu kidogo, lakini watu waweze kuajiriwa kwa sababu ya ule utendakazi, na ni kwa sababu ni watu wachapa kazi, na watakapoajiriwa basi wataleta tofauti katika zile ofisi ambazo